How you doing?
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
We wanted to just give you some introductions so you know who you're talking to. So my name is Liz Rundorf-Smith, and I'm the program director at GCCA. So I just oversee the exhibitions and the art classes and our art talks. And I'll let Ben tell you more about that.
Yeah, so I'm Ben Tarkson. I'm the gallery manager and programs assistant at GCCA. So I pretty much run and coordinate all the exhibitions that run through our programming here, both in the galleries that we have in-house here in our facility, and then also online. And I work really closely with Liz with all the programming aspects, getting things, all sorts of ready, like this interview here today. So I think I'm just going to pass it along to Anthony.
Hey, I'm Anthony Millian. I'm on the Brandon Fellow Selection Committee, and I'm one of the inaugural Brandon Fellows. And I was one of the people that chose the art and who we interviewed. So I appreciate you being a part of this and giving us the opportunity to talk with you.
All right, thank you.
How did you hear about the show?
I think someone posted it, and I clicked on the link and read about it, and I said, hey, I got to do this because it's like, a lot of my work is based, a lot on social issues and things like that. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to be a part of it.
Where do you live, Ortega?
I live in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, good to connect with you. So we're recording this.
Okay.
And we're going to ask each artist that we're interviewing 4 different artists who entered. We selected the work that we wanted to hear more about. We're going to ask each of you 3 questions, and it's going to be part of spotlighting you and your work on social media and in an email, and just sharing more about you with our audience. So I guess if it's okay with you, we'll just get started asking our questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I don't know if we need to go in order here, and I think I'd like Anthony to get started because it was really Anthony who initially brought up some questions about your piece. Anthony, do you mind starting?
Of course. So I really liked your piece. Just FYI, it's amazing. And one thing that really struck me was the burning building and then Martin Luther King outside of it. Because there's a quote from Martin Luther King that says he felt like he had integrated Black people into a burning building. And I was wondering, because I noticed the symbolism of that in conjunction with the quote, and I was wondering if you got any kind of inspiration from that quote or anything like that. It just was really telling to me.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I didn't get inspiration from that. I actually read about it once, that y'all said something. I was like, man, that really kind of, goes together, and I can see it matching like that. But I actually got it from when the police station was on fire, and I was really like, okay, I'm not all about, violence or anything like that. But, I'm all about peace. But then I kept having mixed emotions, the whole time during the protest. And I said, okay, I don't believe in violence, but I'm angry, but I don't, it's like I kept going back and forth. And when the police station was on fire, that really hit me like, man, that's a terrible thing that happened, but it's like it almost needed to happen, in order to get like, that spark, that look at this, that's kind of where I got the idea from.
And mainly about the title. So the title of the work, obviously, Peace or Chaos for Justice. It poses that very interesting question between the differences in thinking in America between protesting, whether that's peaceful, whether that is rioting. to get across, drive home the point that is necessary. So I just wanted to hear a little bit more about, the title and how that related to your emotions when making this piece. I know you touched on it briefly already, but if you can elaborate any more, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because like I said, it's like I kept going back and forth with, should they be, it should be peaceful, but then I thought back to Kaepernick, you know, when he was being peaceful in his protest for the same thing, he didn't make any noise with it, but it's like they kind of overlooked. It's like I felt like it was overlooked, and he was blackballed from playing football, and now he's still not playing, and it's like he wasn't being loud and rowdy, he was being peaceful, and really pretty much I felt like no one really took it the way it's supposed to be. It turned into something else, and then okay, for pretty much the same, it's a different situation, but the same reason where people are protesting, but it's like they were, it was more chaotic, and now we paid attention. Now the same football teams, everybody's, for it. Everybody wants to go with it. Black Lives Matter. Everybody's, paying attention to it now. When he was trying to do the same thing peacefully and quiet, pretty much quietly, no one really. I felt like no one really gave it, the energy that it deserved. But then once it was very chaotic and people were, pretty much destroying things, then it's like almost everybody wanted to pay attention. So that's kind of where I got the title from.
Well, so I wanted to ask you, Ortega, about what strikes me about this piece is that the way that you have created the composition, it's almost as if it could be an event that's all happening at the same place. But it seems as though you're pulling different things. So I wanted to just ask you about the references for all of the figures and everything happening in this image. Where were you pulling all of it from?
Just when I was watching the news, I watched, the news the whole time, watching all of it. And it's pretty much everything that the images that stuck in my head. Like I said, the burning building, that was the biggest thing. But then also, I got the Target, buggy in the back. They were looters. Some people wasn't out there didn't care anything about the protests. They just wanted to either destroy or steal something. So you had that. But then you also had, like the Black Lives Matter. I put that in the back. But I put it against the white. I put the white against the black for it to stand out. It's like I put it in the back because I felt like that's how people were putting it in the back. Like it's like, do Black Lives Matter? I don't know. All lives matter. Everybody kept talking about this, but it's not the fact that we're not saying that Black Lives matter more. We're not saying that. We were just saying that, Black Lives Matter too. But it's like it's thrown to the back. And then also, if you see behind him, I have someone that kind of throwing up the Black Power, the fist. That's even further back. So it's like, it's like I'm here, pay attention to me, but no, not really. We're not gonna really listen. So that's kind of why I put those back there. But then also, if you look to the right, behind there's a guy with his head down by the building to the right at the top with a white t-shirt on. He has his head down. He's looking at the building. He's sad. He's more hurt. That's how I had him. He's more hurt. Then he's not angry. He's hurt from the whole situation. So that's kind of where I got that part from. But then also I have another guy that's crying way over to the far left. He has his head down too, but he's crying. So it's like they're both sad, but it's like other guy is more sad and hurt, and then this guy right here is crying because this is too much. But then also we also have the guy in the front that's facing away from that's facing the building, that has the camera, the phone. He is there just pretty much to just get images and take pictures. He don't really care about the whole situation. He don't really care at all. I'm just out here. I'm just trying to put this on social media.
Mhm.
You know, that's why I have him. And then like the police officers, they have on a mask, and you can see, and you can see some of the images in the back. They have masks on, so that kind of represents the whole pandemic thing going on. But then you have Martin Luther King, and I don't know if you see where John Lewis has the picture of George Floyd in his hand,
Mm.
because this is what sparked everything. And we're both marching. We're both trying to get justice because of this situation, but it's like they're going about it two different ways. One is being a lot of chaos, and one is trying to be peaceful all at the same time. So it's like, which one should we do? Should we have peace, or should we have all this chaos? Which one? That's kind of pretty much how I put this image together.
So tell us how you made the image.
I actually use my tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I use my tablet. I have a Samsung Galaxy tablet, and I use different apps. And I call it app art instead of op art. And because I use different apps to create the image. But at the same time, I guess it could be a digital collage too at the same time. So it's like I find images. I have I will have this total image in my head of what I want, and I will find images of what I want, and it's like using Photoshop, but I use apps instead, and
Mm-hmm.
I pieced it all together, and then once I kind of collage it all together, then I would put it into an app where I actually would draw on it. I would actually draw on it, and is an app called what is it called? Sketch. An app called Sketch that I use that I actually would draw, and it's almost like painting or drawing, except it's on a tablet. And that's how I would kind of blend everything together and add things that I want and take away things that I want, that I don't want. And that's kind of how I put it together.
So for anybody who might be interested in knowing more about your work, can you give us an idea of, are you selling work? How can we get people in touch with you?
Yes, I'm selling. I sell copies of my prints. Like I said, my name is Ortega Missouri. My last name is Missouri, like the state, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
Show Me. So I'm also an art teacher. So the students call me Mr. Mo or Mr. Show Me. So that's why I named my company Mr. Show Me Art. So you can find me on Facebook. I have Facebook pages, Mr. Show Me Art, and also I have a page where I sell my artwork. Is MrShowMe.art.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us today and for sharing this work.
I love the fact that I was able to do this. Most of my, like I said, most of my work deals with situations like this. I have other things on that I do too, but most of it, I watch a lot of news, so it's like I watch the news and images just come to my head, and I have to get it out. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Oh, certainly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ortega.
Yeah.
We appreciate you